Chris, Bama Law here. Thank you for joining me. I'm going to do a quick, I'm hoping to do it under 15, 20 minutes. Yeah, we'll see. There is an amendment. What if I told you that with all the citizenship hullabaloo, there could potentially already be an amendment that would deal with it? In fact, it is such a strict amendment that it would actually provide a method for revoking citizenship. That's right. Revoking citizenship. What amendment? Well, it's called the original, the acronym is TONA, T-O-N-A, the original 13th Amendment. That's it. Titles of nobility and honor. That's the amendment. Let's read it. Let's learn a little bit. This actually was passed. It was a thing. It is a thing, and it may be a thing. They just can't prove if Virginia ratified it ever. And now if it went through, it would take the rest of the states that have joined in order for us to get the requisite number of states to pass it. It's still doable. It's still doable. So let's look on here. We're going to read together. I don't know why. I don't know why my video's acting up. Okay. The text. If any citizen of these United States shall accept, claim, receive, retain, receive or retain any title of nobility or honor, or shall, without the consent of Congress. That's a big deal. Without the consent of Congress, not the state, the Congress. You had to get it. Without consent of Congress, accept and retain any present, pension, office, or emolument of any kind, any gift, from any emperor, king, prince, or foreign power, such person shall cease to be a citizen of these United States and shall be incapable of holding any office of trust or profit under them or either of them. Wow. That's a big deal. That's big. Now, what the hell does it mean? Well, I think it's pretty simple. It means what it means. If any citizen accepted titles, remember you had people in this country at the time. This was in 1810, I think. In 1812, we had a war with Britain. You still had people in this country that were sirs, still knighted. They had never lost those emoluments and those titles. They were there. They were here. They never left. Most did, went to Canada, but many didn't. They stayed. And so there was this constant distrust between the Democratic Republicans and the Federalists. And then you had this other group, which tend to be Federalists, who were still, like Alexander Hamilton, still very monarchistic in their outlook. And some still had titles from England to the king that they had just fought. If it had passed, now the thing is, it may or may not have passed. We don't know. We have copies of it printed. We actually have printed copies, and we have copies in actual statutes and code books from various states, including the state of Virginia, which is supposedly the last one to have passed it. The archivist of the United States claims never happened. Why would they have printed up a bunch of documents or books, leather bound, very expensive in 1810, 1812? Excuse me, if they hadn't passed it. It's kind of a big screw up. So it would have been called Article 14, Amendment 13, Article 13, Amendment 13. So let's go over just real quick. If it had passed, what kind of impact would it have had? It's a big deal. Strict national sovereignty. The U.S. would have adopted a zero tolerance. Zero. Suffer anybody who has foreign allegiance. Go to hell. Individuals like, I don't know, who's that annoying woman that married Prince Harry who claims to be a U.S. citizen? Yeah, that chick would be gone. She should have anyway, being that she married into the family. Anyone who accepts noble titles, foreign pensions, or even a ceremonial honor like a knighthood could have lost their citizenship. It would have solidified the U.S. as aggressively anti-aristocratic and isolationist in early diplomacy. Impact on elites and attorneys. Wouldn't it be great to get one over on those assholes? Esquire, used by lawyers, might have been interpreted as a prohibited title and could have disqualified those members of the bar from public office or even U.S. citizenship if it had been enforced strictly. Massive. Think about how much better life would be. Oh my God. And they wouldn't be in, even if they were not stripped of citizenship. What if we could keep them out of the Congress or of the House legislatures? Oh my God. The world would run better. Damn, the country would definitely run better. I don't know why this isn't picking up. Testing, I think that's a little bit better. Trying to hear. Yeah, I still can't get my mic set up. Oh well. Dual citizenship would likely be banned. That's the biggest one. I hate that crap. Now, Congress, aside from that, because it says Congress will make law affecting what is it? The end of it. I didn't put it up here. Congress shall make laws by appropriate legislation or whatever to enforce it, or shall enforce it by appropriate legislation or whatever. So Congress could have said, okay, yeah, we want this, except we're going to allow people from Canada to have dual citizenship with us, or maybe Mexico or somewhere like that. But not the UK. Well, that would have included England at the time, but you get my point. They could have excluded it by statute while still enforcing it. So it could have impacted dual citizenship. That would have been great. And it would have automatically triggered a loss of U.S. citizenship by those citizens. Naturalized immigrants. Oh, here we go. This might have helped us in this stupid fight we have now. Because illegal immigrants, naturalized immigrants might have been forced to renounce more than just allegiance and honorary ties. They should anyway. If you come here to get citizenship, you should damn well give up your rights and citizenship to your other country. I'll never forget, I saw one from 1903 when I was in Birmingham in law school. This guy came over, Charles Denneberg. He owned a place called Levy's Jewelry. And he had a nice big citizenship. They had kept it up from 1903. And it said, oddly, Certificate of Citizenship. And I got to reading it, and it said, in the Circuit Court of Mobile County, Alabama, the state of Alabama. And I went, what? That's weird. Because remember, the 14th Amendment flows the citizenship. You're a citizen of the state in which you reside and of the United States. You could get citizenship automatically by the U.S. citizenry, or U.S. citizenship automatically if you first had state citizenship. So states were the ones back then, I think it's up until 1906, where we gave up that right. The states were the ones who gave citizenship. That was just how it worked. And so his literally said, Charles Denneberg, I forgot the exact language, but it's Charles Denneberg does hereby, I think, absolve all allegiance to any prince, king, blah, 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 blank. And it was written in pencil, Tsar of Russia. And that's what he had to do. He had to give it up. He had to say, sayonara, I'm no longer a Russian. I'm no longer part of the Tsar's empire. I think it would have been helpful. I think it really would have been helpful. So yeah, naturalized immigrants, even them, absolutely, they should have to do that. And if they want to get it later, okay, fine. If Congress allows it, so be it. All right, drastic office holder restrictions. U.S. officials would have been forbidden from accepting any foreign gifts or honors, no matter how ceremonial. George Patton Jr., they tried to give, I can't remember what medal it was. It was in England, and he had to turn it down. He had to turn down and tell them, say, I can't do that without the permission of Congress. Because in his instance, because he was U.S. military, that did apply. It still does to this day. They can't take awards or honors or anything like that without permission. And he didn't have it, so he didn't get it. And he turned it down. But that's what they would have to do. Let's see. Presidential medal recipients from foreign leaders. Afuera. John Paul Jones, knighted by France. Ineligible. Dual nationals could lose citizenship or do applications in today's world. Anyone accepting a passport or title from another country without congressional permission would automatically potentially be stripped of citizenship. It could affect millions living abroad or with dual citizenship. Now, you could argue, too, that if it did pass, let's say, I don't know, the next 20-something states said yes tomorrow, and they passed it, and it got through. They would have to, it would apply, but I think you'd get into ex post facto issues of going backwards, because what was legal can't become illegal backwards. So those people would be fine, but new people, yeah, no, they couldn't do it. Foreign honors equals career death. Americans knighted are honored by foreign governments. Colin Powell, Bob Hope, Bill Gates, could be barred from office or lose their citizenship altogether. Powell, I believe, got his, I think it happened for him after he was out of the military. It could cause a constitutional crisis. Courts would be burdened with defining vague terms like honor, emolument, which usually means gift. It's always been the historical definition of gift, and title. Lawyers' use of esquire or foreign university titles like Sir, Lord, or foreign honorary doctorates could result in potential litigation or penalties. It's possible. I think that's probably pushing it, because the amendment's intent had to deal with England at the time. We were still dealing with England and fighting them, especially with their bank, the Bank of England. And they had people here. They had spies. They had people here who were not loyal to the United States, who really had loyalty to the king. They were sick of it. And that's what partially caused the War of 1812. It was not just the impressment of men in the Navy or on the ships. It was not just that. It was much deeper than that. And that would be a good video just to go into and of itself. If anyone would be interested in doing a history video, I'd be totally down for it. In pop culture, in diplomacy clash. Dun, dun, dun. Celebrities receiving global awards like France's Legion of Honor or honorary UK titles would risk citizenship penalties as well. It says anyone. It doesn't say just certain people. It says anybody that does it. U.S. diplomacy could become more rigid and nationalistic, limiting soft power and global engagement. That's a good thing. That's good. 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 Damn it. Good. That's good. We want that. We don't need to be doing soft power. I'm sick of it. Take our money and do what we want. No. Bottom line of it, had the original 13th Amendment passed, I think it did. I think Virginia did it. There's no reason why they would have published what would be today, God only knows how many tens of thousands for leather-bound books of all their statutes and the Constitution, etc. In fact, we even have copies of the Constitution that have been found, and I've got a couple examples here I'm going to show you. Unfortunately, they're not constitutional copies, but like printed copies with the amendment, with Article 13 in it. And it was after, if I'm not mistaken, the last one was in 1870s, which I'll find it and try to, I hate that I didn't do it before now, but I've seen it, and it was like 1872, and so it has Article 13, 14 is the Slavery Amendment, and 15 was the 14th Amendment. So they always listed them as articles instead of amendments. But had it passed, or if it does, we would become more nationalistic, legally purist, and suspicious of global entanglements. That's a good thing. Dual citizens, lawyers, public officials, and global prominent Americans would face constant legal jeopardy. Suffer. It would represent the most aggressive form of citizenship purity test ever codified in the U.S. Constitution. It's not even a test. It's just don't do it. Don't do it. This one would have been interesting if it had passed for sure. How would they have? I don't think it could have been ex post facto. They could not have used it to go after people that had been here since the War for Independence and had been knighted. Maybe it was Sir William Johnson of Marlborough or whatever. I don't think it could have stripped him. But the amendment doesn't say. You could rigidly read the amendment and go, no, it doesn't matter. No, it modifies the Constitution. The your protection of ex post facto doesn't apply to this. It's possible. Sure as hell would be great for us today because it definitely would help impact with the immigration issues that we're facing currently. And lastly, if the amendment applied today, again, politicians accepts U.S. knighthood, suffer, loses citizenship, gone. Attorney uses Esquire title, barred from office. Athlete receives a French award, afuera, no citizenship. Now, I'm going to take it to the beginning. Ah, dang it. I wish it was a. No, it's just not going to be big enough. I was really hoping it would be bigger than this. Let me see if I can't. Oh, come on. No, that didn't work. Yeah, it's the best I can do. Sorry. This first one, damn it, if I could just scroll in, but I can't. Anyway, the first one says printed congressional text shows the amendment's concluding clause shall cease to be a citizen and shall be incapable of holding any office of trust or profit in the stylized typeface early 19th century legislation. It says Mr. Edwards offered the following resolution. Resolved that the President of the United States be requested to cause to be laid before this House information of the number of states which have ratified the 13th article of the amendments to the Constitution of these United States proposed at the second session, 11th Congress, prohibiting any citizen of these United States from accepting or retaining any title of nobility, pension, emolument, or office or emolument without the consent of Congress from any power, foreign prince or power, etc. Mr. Edwards stated that his motion was induced by some doubts whether the article referred to had been ratified by a sufficient number of the states to make it part of the Constitution, although it appeared as such. He perceived in the copies printed for the use of the members. And the second one we have here is a handwritten copy, if I can get it to work. Handwritten Senate copy, National Archives, a cream-toned vellum sheet. I can't remember what vellum's made from. Yeah, doesn't matter. With flowing 1810 script, laying out the amendment's terms, highlighting that acceptance of any foreign title results in loss of citizenship. This one says, dang, I can't read it. Dang it. It's too small. I'm going to have to open it up. And it's going to get probably perverted on the screen and messed up, I'm afraid. Let's see. I don't care if it moves text. Come on. No, stop. No, that definitely didn't work. All right, we'll just have to leave it. We'll just have to be. Let me see if I can delete that. Yes, that works. I can do this. No title of nobility shall be granted by the United States, and no person holding any office of profit or trust under them shall without the consent of Congress except of any present emolument, office, or title of any kind whatsoever from any emperor, king, prince, or foreign state, and if any citizen of the United States shall accept of any, it's got an insertion of any, I think it means say title of nobility above or below that of nobility. No, they don't mean of any. It literally says above or below that. I don't know what that means. I don't know if there's to insert something, but if any title of nobility or any other title of distinction from any emperor, king, prince, or foreign state, or shall hold the same by descent. Ooh, descent. Damn. So this is the original. They didn't even pass it with this language. Such citizen shall thenceforth be incapable of. The handwriting is too hard to read. Something or enjoying any of the rights and immunities of a free citizen of the United States or of the individual states. Wow. And again, remember, we have dual sovereigns, two sovereigns, feds, state, way it's always worked. And shall also be capable of holding any office of profit or trust, meaning like Congress at all, under them or either of them, meaning you can't run in state or local, period. In the Senate of the something, I don't know, from the committee to whom, boy, this guy's handwriting sucked. Yeah, I can't read it. Amendment to the Constitution. Yeah, I can't read it. So, I can't remember if I did this one or not. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Here's what I wanted to show. This is the last one, and we'll cut it off. This one's cool. Cannot for the life of me remember which state this is from, but the hell did it go? No. What happened? Damn it. Well, I'll be damned. I'll be damned if I didn't just lose it. There it is. Okay. Stay in place. Let's quit moving. Thank you. All right. So we have Article 14 on here. So 13 would be the original amendment. Article 13 today is a slavery amendment. They're showing that as Article 14 right here. Whoops. Right here. Article 4. Right here where my mouse is. Neither slavery or involuntary servitude except as a punishment for crime whereof the party shall have been duly convicted shall exist within the United States or any place subject to their jurisdiction. Congress shall have power to enforce this article by appropriate legislation. That's the slavery amendment. That's 13 today. Somebody printed it and went through a lot of trouble to print an original 13th Amendment that supposedly never passed. I'll leave it to you whether you think it got passed or not. Virginia was the state to not pass it, supposedly, or had supposedly done it. And oddly, right as it happened, the War of 1812 broke out, and the British burned all of D.C. and most of Virginia. So any records we have or had are gone. A little conspiratorial. A little bit. Okay, you guys. Thank you for joining me. Appreciate it. Thanks for listening to me carry on earlier. I appreciate it. I needed it. I felt pretty bad. Still do. So, yeah. Thank you for listening. Thank you all for joining me. I appreciate it. Hopefully, I'll do this more often. I've got another one ready to go for tomorrow. I am going to cover the birthright citizenship issue. I'm going to do it again for all those law tubers that said I was wrong. They didn't say I was wrong exactly, but they sure argued against it. Seems that maybe they may change their mind. I don't know. We'll see. All right. Thanks, y'all. Hit like and subscribe. We'll see you then. Okay. Thanks. Y'all have a good one. Bye.